guys, I know what I wanted to do. I completely forgot about this. Okay, big shout out to Ty Yeager. All right, we're gonna do another tier list. All right, I'm gonna do a tier list over because I just think this is prettier. So big shout out to him. Let's see what we can do here. But before we get into this tier list, this beautiful tier list that creator has created, really quick, BetUS. Okay, big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video and this live stream. If you guys are interested in making bets as far as sports books, live betting, you could do it on basketball, baseball, football, ice hockey, so many different things that you can bet on. Please head on over to BetUS, link in my description. Click it. When you're supporting the sponsor, you're supporting me. And what do you get out of it? Because I know you're asking, like, what the heck do I get out of this, clan? Well, you will receive 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Okay, all you have to do is use that promo code JOIN125 and click the link in my description. Just all you gotta do, just click the link in my description. What does 125% mean? Well, that means you put in $100, you get an extra 125 to play with. So yeah, so go check that out. The website is beautiful, very easy to access. You can do it on your mobile device as well. So just so mobile device. Oh my goodness, I sounded old right there. Am I getting old? I'm dressing old. But yeah, big shout out to BetUS. Guys, go check it out. And if you want to bet on the San Antonio Spurs being an NBA champion, unfortunately, you can't do that anymore. All right, out of good faith, we have been taken off the list. But there's lots of different things. So just go check it out. Link in my description once again. All right, let's see. I did. Yeah, mobile device. What the heck is wrong with me? Let's see here. Definitely sounded old. All right, guys, we're gonna do a tier list. Okay, this is my tier list. I did one on Twitter. I'm gonna see if my mind has changed. I had some time to think it over and really sit on it. Okay, so first and foremost, untouchable. I think we all agree the untouchable player when it pertains to trades is Wemby. He's untouchable, right? Like, I don't think I have to explain that. Zach definitely on ship him now. We'll get there. We'll get to the ship him out now. Just give it a second, okay? Just give it a second. All right. Second, we said, or it says, not looking to trade. So I would definitely, because we know Devin Vassell is not untouchable, okay? That would be silly to even think that, fathom that, that he's not, or that he's untouchable. Same with Jeremy Sochan. I think that this is a really good core. I don't care what anyone says. I'll be real with you. There's so many people that are so quick to say, oh, you know, Sochan, ship him out. I saw people taking Ty's posts, making their own and putting him down on like ship him out, comfortable with trading. I don't want to talk bad about you guys in the chat, okay? But I will talk bad about people in general. I don't know. If you really think that Sochan is easily tradable, like the Spurs should really think about and be really comfortable with trading him, I really question your basketball takes. I really do. Because while he's not somebody that's going to put up a plethora of points, he's not someone that's going to be a huge stat guy. He does the small things. In every single game, he has been our primary defender. Oftentimes, our best defender oftentimes, every time, our best defender behind Wembanyama. They have developed quite a bit of chemistry. I think Sochan does a very good job of playing his role of being a glue guy. And you want somebody like that brings that little bit of nasty. And he's perfect for the Spurs because not only does he bring that nasty, but he also has pretty high character, at least from what we've seen thus far. So he is a Spur. He seems like he gels with the guys. He keeps them involved, and he's always engaged. He might not have great games here and there, but he's super young, and people forget that as well. I think he's only like 6 months older than Wemby. So yeah, he gets a lot of hate. Don't feed into it. Trust me, he is a very good player, and other teams know it as well. I guarantee you that the Atlanta Hawks, when it comes time, they're going to be saying, hey man, go ahead and give us Sochan. And Brian Wright is going to be like, I don't think so. If it's a straight up trade, I'll take it, right? If it's just Sohan for Trae Young, I'll take. I'm not stupid. All right, I'm not crazy here. But if it's give you all your picks back plus 2 firsts, and then we give you Sohan, I don't know. That's a bit much. We could probably get away with not doing that because we could literally just chill out, not do anything, and they just blow up their team, and we get their 2025 anyway. So, anyways, besides the point. All right, moving on. Okay, so who else? Is there anyone else on not looking to trade? Now, I'm stuck on this one, okay? I really want to put Blake Wesley into not looking to trade. I truly do, but I cannot in good faith put him on the same level as Devin and Sohan when it pertains to, no, this is an untouchable piece. He is definitely somebody that I'm just going to say prefer not to trade, but will if necessary. Absolutely have to be if necessary. I wish there was an extra one. I guess I could add one on here. I wish there was an extra one because I feel like he's in a tier between will if necessary and not looking to trade. I don't know. It's a weird one. I think by the time the season is over, I'll go ahead and put him in the not looking to trade. But thus far, I feel like his defense has been really good. He's made a huge, gigantic leap to the point where he's demanding minutes over Malachi even. I have to at least keep him here, okay? He can't go any lower. I want to put him higher, but I just can't. I can't see the Spurs holding on to him as tight as they will hold on to Sohan and Devin Vassell. So I just can't do that yet. You can add one. I can add one, but I'm not. I'm going to keep it authentic, okay? Shout out to Ty Yeager once again. All right, moving on. Prefer not to trade, but will if necessary. Another player that I will go ahead and put in that category is Tre Jones, and that's where it gets frustrating because I definitely would have Blake Wesley. I'm holding on to him a little tighter than I would Tre Jones, but at the same time, I think Tre Jones is a guy that I don't think that we should trade. It would have to be some type of really good package, but I think that he's a fine backup point guard and he's a fine game manager for the time being. I know so many people thought that Trae Young coming to the Spurs is going to save everything, or not Trae Jones. I'm sorry, Trae Young. I'm saying Tre Jones. Tre Jones being the starter for the Spurs is going to save everything. I kept saying it's not going to make a difference. We won a couple games, but I felt like we were going to win those anyway. Those were the schedule got much easier. But I think that what it really just comes down to is the fact that this is a young team and they're going to make many mistakes. Guys, you can't even pinpoint like what they're going to mess up on each game. Like there's always something different. When they fix one thing, another thing screws up. And when that thing gets fixed, now we're back to doing the thing we were before. Like I thought that the third quarter issues that we were having was over. Nope, it's creeped back up on us. And that's what happens with young teams. It kind of goes to the thing that Wimby said, in which Pop was like, what the F is this? You were messing up. Actually, I'll show you that clip. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. I had to repost it. There's no way. There's no way I didn't repost that. Here we go.
Messages and sometimes like I'll remember maybe 2-3 months into the season we were in film in front of everybody and he goes like, yeah, what the fuck is this? This is what you were doing day one.
So yeah, so he's just talking about Popovich. So yeah, so that happens all the time, in which the Spurs continuously mess up on something different. And I'm sorry, adding Tre Jones into the starting lineup wasn't going to fix all of our problems. It ain't that simple. Anyways, moving on. So who else would I put in prefer not to trade? Sidy Cissoko. That's another guy. I think this list is actually going to be the exact same as I had before. So Sidy Cissoko is one in which I think a lot of Spurs fans don't necessarily think about him that often, but trust me, he's really good. He could be a lockdown defender for us, a really good point of attack defender. Now, he's not as versatile, I would say, as Jeremy Sohan, in which Sohan can struggle with point guards, definitely. But I would say on occasion he can guard 1 through 5. I would say Sidy Cissoko is closer to 3 through 5, but that's just me. You say, I get it. Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys get it. Sidy has done nothing and he's in the perfect preferred not to trade tier. Well, that's why you need foresight, my friend. Yeah, that's what foresight is from. Sidy Cissoko is a really good player. It's one of those high potential type players. I hate that Don Barlow isn't on here. But yeah, no, I would prefer not to trade him. I think the Spurs know what they got. in City. He's been improving tremendously over in the G League. He's improved his foul trouble, which that was the biggest thing. He just get a little too physical. Didn't move his feet well enough, but now that's fixed. He's been really good. I would really prefer you or encourage you to go and look at some City Sissoko games and come back, and you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. City got crazy potential. He does, Sebastian. He does have crazy potential. And once again, he very similar to Sohan, in which I don't think that he'll be a player that give you like crazy stats or anything like that. But I will say he's a better passer than Sohan, while Sohan is a better defender right now at City. But man, if he was backing up Jeremy, that would be insane. So hopefully he kind of come into his own and he can get his minutes as well. And I think once his roster is cleared out, he'll get that. All right, so moving on. Is there anyone else that I will put in prefer not to trade but will if necessary? Charles Bassey? No. The only reason why I wouldn't put Charles Bassey there is because he has too many injury issues. I'm going to go with, you guys are going to hate this, I'm going to go with Malachi because I do think that there's still a lot of potential there. And hopefully, if we get the right personnel, that he will look even better. Look, young player, not making anything right now. But Dom, bro, I don't know where Dom is. Dom would definitely be in this tier. But right now, I would go ahead and just go with Malachi since he's sitting here. But he's a good player. I just think that right now he doesn't necessarily have like the floor spacers that would cause him to be what he normally is, which is kind of a mid-range guy. He needs that room. He needs to be the primary ball handler. Unfortunately, with the group that we have right now, the San Antonio Spurs have resorted to making him a sharpshooter, catch and shoot shooter. And that is not who he is whatsoever. He wasn't that in college, and he's not that now. And I think that that's where Spurs fans see him struggle. Defensively, he is bad. I will be honest in saying that. But at the same time, I think him being in this tier of you will trade him if necessary, I think it's appropriate. I think previously I had him comfortable with trading, but I don't know if I'm just super comfortable with trading Malachi. He was projected lottery pick. I think maybe you can get even more utility out of him as things go along. Really good shooter, so really good scorer. If we can't play him in what he needs to thrive, then we need to trade him. I'm not even arguing with you, really. I agree with you. I'm just saying it's so early that I'm okay with the Spurs saying, let me hold on. And unless it was something where, you're trying to get Trae Young in there, that's what they need, then it's like, yeah, I would do it. But I mean, that's why he's in this tier. I'm not comfortable saying that with Devin and Sohan, but I'm comfortable with this one. All right, so I'll roll with that. Moving on, comfortable with trading. So who are some guys that I'm just comfortable with trading? Not necessarily like get him out of here, but I'm comfortable with it. I'm gonna go with Julian Champagnie. Right now, as it stands, I like him on the squad. I like him on the in the starting lineup as right now. But as time goes on, he's more than likely going to be an in the bench type of guy. I don't know. But I'm comfortable with trading him. I don't think that you lose him and you lose so much to your team, anything like that. But I'm also not at the point where I'm like, yeah, trade him, ship him out, do whatever you got to do, make that happen. Don't trade Don Barlow. Don Barlow isn't on this list. I think our boy accidentally missed him. All right, hold on. You guys mentioned Don Barlow before, so I'll show you where I'll put Don Barlow. Let's save it. I got to get this Don Barlow image. You guys are ridiculous. Oh, gosh. Will it accept this file? Let's see. Choose file. Dude, I literally can't find Don Barlow. I just saved it and I can't find him. What the heck? Okay, look, I don't have a Don Barlow image and I don't really feel like downloading it. So we're going to do a placeholder, okay? This is Don Barlow, Popovich. All right, so this is Don Barlow. I prefer not to trade him. All right, that's Barlow, okay? That's Don Barlow. I prefer not to trade Don Barlow. Sorry, bro. It's okay. All right, let's see. Who else we got? Charles Bassey. I'm comfortable with trading him. I'm not necessarily saying ship him out or get him out of here or anything like that. It's just one of those things where he's so injury prone. He's always hurt, but he's definitely the type of player that would help backing up Wemby right now. We just need some type of defensive center to go out there and block shots and make ruckus. And right now we just don't have that. And I think Charles Bassey is a poor man's version of that thing that we need. Barlow looked like he wants some nasty. He definitely does. He definitely does. Where's Marcus Morris? You're trolling. All right, moving on. Zach Collins. We got Zach Collins left. We got Graham left. And we got Keldon Johnson left. Guys, Zach Collins. It's a really weird place that I'm at right now because I want to put him and ship him out. But then at the same time, I want to put him in comfortable with trading. And the reason being is because, believe it or not, all right, you might not believe this, or you might find this absolutely cuckoo, but Zach Collins is actually our most efficient or most productive go-to. As we can see here, hold on, let's open it up in a new tab. As we can see here, this just shows each team's most productive action. You got obviously Denver in the post, Jokic. That's the most productive. You got ISO DeJounte Murray. That makes sense. Atlanta Hawks go to that all the time. You got ISO Luka Doncic. Makes sense. Dallas goes to it all the time. And San Antonio Spurs, you would think, oh, is it post Wemby? No, it's post Zach Collins. That's our most productive action. So it's not like Zach Collins just complete trash. It's not that he's just garbage or anything like that. It's just a very frustrating situation because I personally was expecting him to shoot more threes than he has. And I think the Spurs probably expect that too. I was expecting him to be able to space the floor a little bit better for our guys, specifically Wembanyama. His defense has not been terrible, but at least this is the vibe, okay? I'm not looking at the numbers here, but the vibe is last year his defense was better than it is right now. Maybe it's due to, being hurt early on. I have no idea. Collins is productive at scoring on third stingers when we are losing by 30. Yeah, that's a point there, Gregor. So it's really tough one for me. It's like I'm comfortable with trading, but right now as it stands, this can change. I'm going to put him in, ship him out. I'm going to put him in, ship him out because he's just not necessarily fitting with what we got going on. Devontae Graham, you easily go and ship him out because, hey, you're Devontae Graham, man. We don't play you anyway. And then Keldon Johnson, I'm putting him in, ship him out. Now, this doesn't mean that Sidi Sissoko, Trey Jones, Blake, or Malachi right now are better players than Keldon Johnson. I won't go that far. But I think it's been pretty apparent over the course of the last few seasons and now going into this one that he's just not necessarily fitting, right? Like he's just not. It's a lot of the decisions that Keldon Johnson makes on the court is quite frustrating, especially when I see a team oftentimes start to play together, play well together, passing the ball, but then the ball kind of starts and stops with him oftentimes. And it gets kind of frustrating, man. Not only that, we've seen teams actively go at him like he is a defensive liability at this point. Doesn't mean that he's a bad player. I think overall he is a baller. He can play, and I think in the right circumstance he can really thrive. I just think with the Spurs right now he's a standout. Even in games where everyone plays poorly, for some reason Keldon Johnson stands out, and that's a problem. So as it stands right now, I think that Keldon, ship him out, will be really good, and also I think you'll get a pretty nice return for Keldon. Also, something to bring up as well that people don't necessarily think about is this will be the last player from the R.C. Buford era, right? Keldon will be the last player from the R.C. Buford era, and I think that maybe clearing up this space and trying to see what does it look like when Brian Wright just has his guys, because people forget that. They think, I mean, Brian Wright was a fan of Keldon, but I think people kind of think like, oh, Brian Wright, he's the one who got Keldon and he's the one that got Luka. And it's like, no, that was RC Buford's last year, right? Like those were the guys he drafted. So, this be the last one of the RC Buford era. And I think it's time to go in a different direction. So as far as ship him out, that's where I'm at. This isn't coming off of 1 game or 2 games or 3 games. This is his whole career. And I just don't necessarily think that it fits with what we got going on right now. Let's see. Wright picked Keldon. Wright also made the decision to sign off on Barlow. No, he, like I said, Keldon was one of his guys. I mean, we can go back to the Kawhi Leonard trade with Danny Green, right? And that was another thing. Like the thing with Danny Green, Danny Green wasn't supposed to be included, but he added that in there. It was supposed to be a straight up trade, Kawhi Leonard and DeMar DeRozan, and he said, no, give us Jokic, we'll give you Danny Green, and that ended up being a good move, obviously, for obvious reasons. And him signing Barlow, wait, you said correction, Buford made the decision to sign Barlow. I don't know. Look, we got a great front office. All I know is the general manager at the time of Keldon Johnson being drafted was RC Buford, okay? We do know that. And I also do know that, yes, Keldon was one of Brian Wright's guys, but it's still in the RC era. Still ultimately a RC decision there. But yeah. Trey Jones 6-man. Yeah. Well, this is my list. I think once again people are gonna skip to the end. They're gonna like, what the heck? You don't like Pop? This is supposed to be Don Barlow. I couldn't find a Don Barlow image. Now it's Pop. Good stuff.